Greetings and welcome to Cottage. It's almost December here and I'm so excited to be putting the final decorations on our vintage holiday decor. I thought I would be cozy to invite you to decorate with me, and I thought I could also share some of my decorating inspiration with you in hopes of giving you a few decorating ideas as well. But first, in case you're new around here, my name is Lindsay Diane and I'm so grateful that you will be joining me for this first official Christmas cottage tour. Jonas will be joining me a little bit later on. Right now he's being a busy Christmas elf and delivering packages for his Etsy shop. So thank you so much for all of your orders. So it's a chilly day here at the cottage, so why don't you pour yourself a nice cup of tea and let's get started, shall we? Before we get to decorating, I thought I could share where I get some of my decorating inspiration and where I find my decor. So the majority of our decorations here at the cottage are either vintage, thrifted, or handmade. A lot of it actually comes from Jonas's side of the family in Sweden. What I think is unique about our Christmas decorations here is that they are a blending of our Swedish and American cultures that we have developed over the years of our marriage. Still, over the years, our Christmas style here has developed and it changes a little bit every year. And I like to keep a Pinterest board where I kind of organize different decorating inspirations. And I get a lot of inspiration from the vintage Christmas style, but also the cozy cottagecore aesthetics for winter. A lot of examples are for a much larger home than this little cottage, but I still like to get ideas and dream of having a bigger space someday for a big Christmas tree to decorate. I found that a lot of Swedish Christmas decorations are very cottagecore by nature, and I love the simple decorations and mushroom details. I tend to stick to an inspiration from the 1920s to 40s, with a sprinkling of Victorian as well. I get a lot of inspiration from vintage postcards and old magazine illustrations like the ones from Norman Rockwell. I love finding inspiration also from my favorite Christmas classic movies like It's a Wonderful Life and Little Women. By the way, I get a lot of my outfit inspiration from classic movies, and I get asked quite a lot where I get my vintage and cottagecore clothing from. Perhaps you notice this lovely little dress I'm wearing right now. It is from Simple Retro, and they're the very kind sponsor of this video. I'm always happy to find out about and share vintage reproduction clothing companies that take inspiration from the past but update them for a modern silhouette. I'd love to tell you about Simple Retro while I style some of the pieces that they've sent me with thrifted items from my wardrobe. Simple Retro is a female-founded clothing company that is on a mission to deliver fresh designs inspired by iconic vintage silhouettes at an attainable price point. Their designs are influenced by different eras of fashion history, but tailored for an effortless classic look that transcends seasonal trends and fits seamlessly within any modern wardrobe. I'm very impressed with the quality, and I love how their designs are a blend of romantic and vintage. They have so many lovely pieces from dresses, skirts, slacks, blouses, and lots of cozy cardigans and even accessories. If you're starting out dressing vintage, you could practically start building your whole capsule wardrobe from Simple Retro. I know these pieces are going to mix and match perfectly into my wardrobe, and I think this pretty green number might even be my Christmas dinner dress. So I'd love to hear if you find some classic pieces from Simple Retro, and I just want to thank them so much again for sponsoring this video. Alright, so now it is time to put on my apron and some festive music, and let's finish decorating! Let's quickly step outside to show you a little of how we've decorated the outside of the cottage. Jonas and I gathered fresh evergreen branches to make these rustic swags, made simply with wire and ribbon. Usually we'll also make a wreath for the front porch, but we haven't gotten to that quite yet. We love to use natural decorations outside, so there's not too much to share, but it sure does brighten up the cottage even without sparkling lights. Now that we're in the kitchen, let's bring out some winter linens. Most of the cottage Christmas linens are from Sweden, so you'll find a few Scandinavian-style decorations here and there, like our traditional Advent candle holder. I've put some pretty poinsettias in a basket to place on the kitchen table, and I love all the green and red tones together. One reason of many that I love to thrift our holiday decor is that you can find some very unique pieces like this charming cottage candle holder. In our cozy little kitchen, I like to use primitive and cottagecore inspired decorations. I used real pine branches along the windowsill here, and hiding amongst them are a few whimsical little gnomes. Jonas painted these acorns to look like little mushrooms. I'm hanging these cute cross stitches above the window, and next to the window on the side of our fridge is where I like to hang our Christmas cards. Until we start receiving some, I'm hanging up a few vintage cards from our own collection, as well as our winter and Christmas greeting postcards with Jonas's artwork. I just have a few vintage cards left I like to hang in this little frame that I change out seasonally. This lovely teacup was a gift from my mother, and of course it wouldn't be a cottage kitchen without some cozy mugs. And on this little tea shelf I've added the Chin Chin tea tin with artwork by Jonas, holding my favorite wintry tea blend by Tea Spectral. Perhaps you can see some of the inspiration behind Jonas's artwork in these vintage Swedish postcards that belong to his grandmother. To this winter woodland scenery, I'm adding some white and red lucky mushrooms for good measure, and of course we have to have Tibby the chipmunk here. That was hand felted by Jonas's twin brother. Let's move into the living room, where it's time to deck the halls with linens made by Jonas's mother. When I thrifted this woven blanket that was a little too small for our bed, I got inspired to cozy up the couch area. These cushion covers were also found secondhand, as well as this napkin set, and I really love how the dark red tones pull everything together with a splash of black and gold. Around the dresser, I'm hanging some vintage-inspired decorations that remind me of my childhood in California. I grew up watching black and white Christmas movies, and they give me such warm feelings of nostalgia. This year, the dresser turned out to have an old-fashioned academia aesthetic. I'm brightening up the space with a lantern, cozy lamps, and candles. Jonas helped me tie up little bundles of our antique books with pretty ribbons and greenery. There's a few nods to our favorite classic Christmas stories that we read together every year. I'm adding some Disney holiday final touches, since that is the one tradition we have in common from our childhoods for Christmas, even though we're from different countries. Moving into the bedroom, where I've been inspired by the winter magic of the wizarding world. So here I've hung up our handmade house scarves that were made by a fellow Hufflepuff. I love the gold and white Yuletide decorations of Christmas time at Hogwarts. Next to the bookshelf, I've set up a wintry display that turned out to look a little like an owlry. All that's missing is a little illumination. There we go, that's much cozier now for evening reading. Thank you, dear friends, for decorating the cottage with me for Christmas. It feels so cozy now, even without a big tree or a fireplace to hang our stockings, because it's filled with the warmth of our love and happy holiday memories. Jonas should be home soon, so we can light the first Advent candle and trim our little tree and make new memories together. Now I hear the tea kettle calling my name, and I invite you to relax with me while I wait and pour a cozy cup of cheer.
I'm not wasting any dreams this Christmas. I've made my wish upon that star. The only dream of which my list consists is to always be wherever you are. This year there will be no praying for the snow to fall. It would not make a difference to me at all. No, I'm not wasting any dreams this Christmas. I've made my wish and it came true. No, there is no denying I'm as lucky as can be. This year the wishing star has shone its light on me. I'm as happy as a child on Christmas. I've made my wish and it came true.